Welcome back. Tackling COVID-19, reopening the economy. One company getting emergency use authorization for its COVID tests that could help businesses get employees back to the office. I'll be speaking with the CEO. We're back in 2 minutes. Welcome back. The Food and Drug Administration granting emergency use authorization for an InteliSwab rapid antigen test. It is capable of detecting COVID-19 within minutes without the need for instruments, batteries, or lab analysis. Joining me right now in a Fox Business exclusive is the CEO of OraSure, Tang. Stephen, great to have you this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Tell us how the testing works.
Well, Mary, it's a pleasure to be here with you as well. OraSure Technologies was pleased to launch InteliSwab yesterday with 3 emergency use authorizations. It's one of the most simplest and intuitive tests on the market. It's this simple. You simply swab your nostrils, swirl it in a developing solution, and see the results in minutes. It has the shortest in-hand time of any test on the market, less than a minute for a patient or consumer to use. So it's accurate, it's cost competitive, and it's easy to use.
So you see a runway here in terms of increasing numbers of businesses wanting to do testing on a regular basis. Tell me about that and how significant this runway is for this business.
Yeah, I think we're all encouraged today by the reopenings, the decrease in regulations allows us to have more freedom to go about our business. But I'm reminded, Maria, of what President Reagan said in the 80s, which is trust but verify. And that's what testing does, is even with high vaccination rates, even with people circulating freely, we have to keep each other safe. And you do that by testing yourself in a fast and frequent way. And that's what our test is designed to do. So as people circulate more, as they go back to work, as they congregate in universities, as they congregate in travel and entertainment, these are all areas where there'll be a need to test more to make sure you're safe and your family is safe.
So what are your metrics to ensure that you are, in fact, seeing this resonate by businesses and they will, in fact, start adopting this? I know that you doubled your manufacturing capacity going into this. Tell me about your capacity in terms of manufacturing and what you're seeing in terms of adoption and what you're expecting, rather, in terms of adoption from business.
Yes, certainly. So I believe as we move towards the fall and schools attempt to reopen, businesses attempt to reopen, the overriding principle will be keeping those facilities open, not just reopening once and then closing again like we went through the past year. So we're seeing high demand from employers, universities, public health, convalescent care facilities, congregate care facilities. All those places need to have fast and frequent testing. And so that's why we undertook a manufacturing expansion last year to more than double our capacity. So by the middle of 2022, we'll have the capacity to make 120 million tests overall, including InteliSwab. And so we see high demand both in the U.S. and outside the U.S. for the foreseeable future.
Look, we know that there was some confusion when you switched from a saliva to a nasal swabbing. That caused the stock to go on that volatile ride. What's your take on what happened to the stock and why investors were confused? Why did you make the switch?
Well, we made the switch because of science. So we found, as many others found, that the nasal cavity, the lower nostril, is an effective reservoir for the virus, more so than the oral cavity for this antigen test. Saliva is still a perfectly good source for molecular tests, and we sell those sample collection kits as well. But I think what happened over the past 14 months as we developed and then launched this product yesterday is that we had to get it right from a quality perspective, from an accuracy perspective. All those things had to come together. And I think the market was patient with us for that process.
Well, it's a competitive marketplace for sure. You've got some big players like Roche in there as well. Stephen, we'll be watching. Thanks very much for being with us this morning. And congratulations to you. Stephen Tang joining us. We'll be right back.